From CNY Central, this is CBS 5 News at 11 with Michael Penny.
Good evening. You're watching the only local newscast to bring you the biggest stories of the night and the first alert forecast right off the top. Here's meteorologist Mike Brookins.
Michael, early today we had frost concerns, and it looks like tomorrow morning once again. We've got frost advisories posted for a good chunk of central New York. Here on the map you can see these counties in blue, including Onondaga County and the city of Syracuse, starting at 3 o'clock in the morning. You definitely want to take precautions now because many areas are already coming close to the freezing mark. We're right now in the lower 40s in Syracuse, but the sky is pretty clear and the wind is calm with the dry air. We're going to fall quickly. 37 right now in Fulton, 36 in Penn Yan, 33 in Watertown, almost to the frost point there. So we're going to deal with some frost by late tonight with very little going on otherwise, and it looks like it's going to be a decent day coming up for tomorrow. After that frosty cold start, we'll get the temperatures jumping quickly with winds out of the south-southwest, 30s jumping to the 60s by noon, and it's going to be a good 10 degrees warmer tomorrow at 70, though it turns partly sunny in the afternoon. There's a chance for a sprinkle late in the day towards the Finger Lakes. We'll talk about even warmer temperatures and a little weekend rain coming up.
Thank you, Mike. Just after 11 now, these are the top 5 stories on CBS 5 News.
There would be one thing, though, I would say to older people regarding younger people, and that would be rather than say, what is that you've got on tonight, or what is that racket you're listening to, would be to take about 15 minutes a day and find out why they like the music they like or why they dress the way they do. They're not very much different than we are.
New at 11, Dick Clark's influence, always bridging what sometimes seems like quite a gap between the young and the old. That was Clark talking to Edward R. Murrow on CBS. We have extended coverage on Dick Clark just ahead. The latest on the fate of one Syracuse elementary school, Elmwood Elementary, will shut its doors in June, which will save the Syracuse School District $3 million. The decision was part of the approved $366 million spending plan. The board voted on that tonight. The budget also includes increasing spending by 9.5% and borrowing $24 million against future state aid. New video, a man who stripped naked at an airport in Portland, Oregon, says he did so as a protest against airport security screeners after he set off a metal detector. He says he stripped to prove that he wasn't wearing a bomb. John Brennan is the man. He says he was being nude but not lewd, and that his actions are protected political speech. He's charged with indecent exposure. Right now, a throat slasher is on the run after a sexual encounter that Syracuse police say started on the website Craigslist. A 30-year-old man from Fulton is recovering after police say he and the suspect first met on the internet, then had sex in a wooded area off Martin Street on the city's north side. The attacker is described as about 5'9" with a thin build and short dark hair. He was in a black jacket with the letters POW on it. If you have any information, call Syracuse police. New information tonight, stealing a family dog or a cat could eventually be a crime that lands you in prison. The bill passed in the state Senate in Albany. It would make stealing any cat or dog a felony. And if it clears more hurdles, it would be the toughest law against pet theft in the entire country, punishable by up to 4 years in prison. The bill already has strong support in the full legislature. Tonight, Hollywood is reacting to the death of Dick Clark, and the head of CBS television is reminding us all of the long list of programs we all love that Dick Clark is responsible for.
He's one of these guys who will be remembered 50 years from now, because my guess is ABC will still have New Year's Rockin' Eve on, and the Golden Globes will still be here, which he created, and the Academy of Country Music Awards, plus the American Music Awards. There are numerous things that will leave his legacy forever.
Dick Clark, who started in central New York, the last time he was here was back in 1995. The Syracuse University alum was here as part of the Carrier Dome anniversary dinner. SU Chancellor Nancy Cantor called Clark more than just an icon, but a superb guide to the tectonic shifts in American popular culture for generations. She added tonight he will be greatly missed. CBS 5's Alex Dunbar reports on how Clark is being remembered by local broadcasters.
Dick Clark's roots were right here in central New York. He began his legendary broadcasting career at WRUN, a small family-owned radio station in the Utica, Rome area, and then came here to the campus of Syracuse University. Dick Clark worked on the student radio station at SU. After graduating in 1951, Clark went on to Philadelphia, where he created American Bandstand. Clark then went on to create a string of hit TV shows. including his New Year's Eve specials, a feat many broadcasters say will never be equaled.
Dick Clark, I still can't believe. You know, he's an icon. He's gone, and those icons, there's very few of them left in the broadcast and entertainment world.
Dick Clark also worked here at Wolf Radio on Syracuse's north side while he was a student. Longtime Syracuse DJ Rick Gary says that even after Clark was an icon in the business, he was gracious when he came back to the station for a visit years later.
And you just wanted to meet him because he was just that nice. He was as nice in person as you saw him on TV.
Dick Clark produced so many hit shows. SU students tonight trying to remember them all. Some students remembering him from different aspects of his career. All of them coming together to see why he was such a legendary broadcaster. For now, reporting from the campus of Syracuse University, I'm Alex Dunbar.
It was back in the 1950s Dick Clark landed that weekend gig with WOLF Radio before going full-time there. WOLF was located in the Onondaga Hotel in downtown, and we found this old clip promoting his show.
Hi, this is Dick Clark, and the countdown is underway. 3 more days to the Dick Clark Show. And you won't want to miss our very first show. All of your favorite stars will be here in person.
Hi, gang, this is Bobby Darin.
Hi, this is Connie Stevens.
This is Paul Rankin. That's right, we'll all be here on the new Dick Clark Radio Show. 2 big hours every afternoon, Monday through Friday from 4 to 6 on WOLF.
And every morning on 93Q Radio, Ted Long is one half of the Ted and Amy Morning Show. Earlier on CBS 5 at 5:30, I talked with Ted about the impact Dick Clark had on his broadcasting career.
First job in radio, one of my first jobs working on the weekends, we played Dick Clark Rock, Roll, and Remember syndicated radio show. It would come in on these giant big record albums, and you were supposed to throw them away after that weekend show was over. I used to take them home. I used to listen to them on my stereo at home. So, like I said, I think if you're of a certain age, you've always had Dick Clark in your life. Dick Clark.
That's an image of Dick Clark from his early days in television. He got his start at WKTV in Utica. Governor Andrew Cuomo said today he's a true New Yorker who will be remembered for his energy, youthful spirit, and passion for his work. And students at Syracuse University are focusing on his legacy. And so many of you are commenting on the CNY Central Facebook about Dick Clark, sharing your memories. It's generating comments and trips down memory lane. Nancy Barron-Swan says she will miss Dick Clark. He was the youngest looking person as long as I can remember. He was always known for that. And Rebecca Baxter Turner wrote to us, he was truly the perennial teenager, and it was fun watching him in any capacity. Very nice and humble man. God bless. We invite you to leave your thoughts. We are interacting with more than 28,000 of you on the CNY Central Facebook page. Police are cracking down on drivers who blow past stopped school buses. And an Onondaga County principal is among those ticketed today. More on the crackdown coming up. Next, the top story from across the country, career ending. Some of the Secret Service agents are out amid the Colombian prostitution scandal. The latest next. And CNY Central is giving you a chance to get big discounts. Our deal right now for Northeast carpet cleaning. You'll find it right on our homepage at cnycentral.com. The top story across the country tonight comes from Washington, where there has been swift action on the part of the Secret Service in dealing with at least 3 of the agents accused of bringing international shame to the agency. Danielle Nottingham reports.
The Colombian prostitute scandal has already cost 3 Secret Service agents their jobs. One supervisor is being fired, a second will retire, and a third, who is not a supervisor, has resigned. The scandal began as an early morning dispute between an agent and a woman who spent the night in his room at the Hotel Caribe. A top law enforcement official said the agent did not know she was a prostitute until she demanded $150 the next morning. The agent reportedly offered $30, which set off the argument that got the attention of Colombian police.
This is a black mark, for the Secret Service.
Brian Stafford is a former director of the Secret Service. He says everyone on presidential trips is warned about security threats.
One of those safeguards is about tools that a foreign government can use against our government. Prostitution is at the top of that list.
President Obama says he won't pass judgment until the Secret Service investigation is complete. It will include polygraph tests and interviews with the agents, as well as people in Cartagena. Stafford calls the scandal an aberration and not what the Secret Service is about.
They're about dedicated, quiet professionals that go about their job with integrity every day, and this doesn't speak to that.
The 8 other members of the Secret Service involved in the scandal remain on administrative leave. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, the White House.
And the man who recently recanted his claims of abuse against Bernie Fine is now in prison in Maine. 23-year-old Zach Tomaselli claimed Fine sexually abused him in a Pittsburgh hotel room. Last week, CNY Central was first to report Tomaselli's admission that he made the allegations up, that he's never even met Bernie Fine. Now he's serving a 3-year prison sentence after pleading guilty to molesting a boy at a summer camp. Bernie Fine has not been charged with anything. He's denied the allegations from the start. Fine was fired by Syracuse University shortly after the first 2 alleged victims came forward. And we are 1 week away from Protecting Our Children, a special on preventing child abuse. It's next Wednesday, the 25th, from 7 to 8 o'clock. Volunteers with the McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center are going to be taking your phone calls during the program on all issues related to child abuse and prevention. And one of the stories you will see during that hour special is my interview with a convicted level 2 sex offender. The man pleaded guilty to abusing his 10-year-old adopted daughter. He mentions how parents and caregivers can spot warning signs of abuse. He also talks about how his actions groomed the child for the abuse and about the guilt he feels now.
I hate myself every day when I wake up, knowing what I've done to my daughter, not knowing whether she's going to grow up with the same issues I had, which I pray every day that she doesn't.
Again, Protecting Our Children is next Wednesday night at 7, a cooperative effort by all the broadcasters in Central New York right here on CBS 5. Coming up on CBS 5 at 11, hockey fans buzzing in Central New York. Less than 48 hours until the Calder Cup playoffs come back here. We'll hear from the Crunch next in sports.
Hiroki Kuroda looked great in the Yankees home opener, helping to pitch a 5-0 shutout of the Angels. The Yanks hoping he could be a twin tamer tonight in the Bronx, but there was no taming the Minnesota Twins in the first inning tonight. Kuroda already down 2-0 when Justin Morneau doubles down with one swing of the bat. The M&M connection seems to be packed for the Twins. 4-0 Minnesota. Robinson Cano, he's had a slow start to the season, hoping this is the spark that starts the fire. So long, farewell. Same to the Twins' big lead, now up just 5-4. But Morneau has more, you know. Bad wordplay, good swing. 5th inning solo shot gives the Twins a 6-4 lead. But El Capitano continuing to be unconscious to start the season, as the kids would say. How about home run number 4 on the season for Derek Jeter? Not enough, though. Yankees lose 6-5. Former football and baseball star Bo Jackson at the Mets game. Bo knows ceremonial opening pitches. Second inning, the Mets' Ike Davis knows what to do with this pitch. Sends it to right center for a solo mission. 1-0 Mets, but Juan Francisco following suit off R.A. Dickey. That's in the 3rd inning. 2-run shot. Atlanta takes a 2-1 lead there. To the 5th inning, Braves blow it open. Freddie Freeman creates some more freedom. Another 2-run blast off Dickey as the Mets lose 14-6. Syracuse Chiefs taking on Pawtucket again. Chiefs starter John Lannon with 2 Red Sox runners on in the 4th, looking to maintain a 1-0 lead, and he gets Alex Hassan to ground into double trouble. Ends the inning. Lannon gave up just 1 run on 6 hits over 6. Bryce Harper continuing to struggle at the plate in AAA, looking to catch a big chunk of the baseball here, and yeah, not quite. Harper 0 for 5 night at the plate, but Hassan Pena walks home the winning run in the top of the 11th, and it was all downhill from there. 6-1 loss for the Chiefs as their nightmare continues to start the season, dropping to 3-11 on the year. 4 years of anticipation will come to an end for the Syracuse Crunch fans in less than 48 hours. The Calder Cup playoffs return to Syracuse. The team hoping to work off its amazing run to close out the regular season. And as impressive as this crowd was at the War Memorial on Saturday night, as you can see, you know it'll be even better and louder this Friday and Saturday night when the Crunch take on the St. John's Ice Caps in Game 1 and 2. It'll be a tough challenge for the 7th seed Crunch, taking on one of the tougher teams in the AHL, especially lethal on the power play. But as we've seen down the stretch, the Crunch can pull off these big games. They've already beaten St. John's 3 times this year, and Games 1 and 2 in a best-of-5 series, they're big.
Anytime you're playing in a best-of-5, Game 1 is as big a game as Game 5, and you know, we're going to approach it the same way we've approached all the games here throughout the year. And with as I said, we know we're playing what we're up against. We're playing against a good team, but we know that if we play our game, it should be a good series.
We played fairly well against them our last few games, but they've been missing some guys, so they're going to be a better team than we've seen lately, but hopefully we can keep playing the way we have against them.
Much more of the Crunch. Fresh article up right now at cnycentral.com. And the Crunch, they have one of the better fan bases in the AHL, so that War Memorial Arena is going to be rocking on Friday and Saturday.
Good deal. Thank you, John. To the forecast. Meteorologist Mike Brookins in to tell us, well, I guess we're focused somewhat on the weekend by this point in the week.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we have some precipitation to talk about then. I would say this, maybe if you've got a lawn that needs mowing, try to get it done on Thursday or Friday when we should see mainly dry conditions. Hey, talk about the ice rinks out there. We were frosty cold to start today at 31. And we're not going to be too far above that for tomorrow morning. 57 was our high temperature. Another dry day. Quite dry so far for the month, only a quarter of an inch or so of rainfall. Frosty cold expected tonight, maybe a degree or two warmer than where we were last night, but a big temperature rise on tap for tomorrow. We'll have winds out of the southwest. That's going to boost our temperature to near 70 by the afternoon. A chance for showers late tomorrow. Better chance comes in on Friday for some isolated showers, and then cooler with damp conditions at times on Saturday, especially in the morning. 41 our temperature right now. Sky is clear. And man, we've fallen from our 57 with the clear sky, calm wind, and the dry air. The dew-point temperature is at 31, so still we've got some room to go on the downward trend. That's a lot like where we're going to end up the night in some spots. We've already dropped close to freezing, close to the frost point. So taking precautions, a little too late out there for those cold-sensitive plants. Up towards Watertown, it's 32 at this hour, 28 in Saranac Lake, 37 in Rome, here in Syracuse. One of the warmer spots, a little bit warmer down in Binghamton thanks to some cloud cover. They're at 47 right now. You can see those thicker clouds as you go to the south and southeast. These are high, thin clouds, and they're drifting off towards the east with a lot of clearing lying to our southwest. Our weather coming in tomorrow out here, it's going to run into the high pressure and the drier air. So we're not going to see the precipitation for the most part, just some of these clouds that'll work in, especially for the afternoon. So our high pressure that's with us tonight beginning to work off to the east coast, allowing a warm front to move through and warming trend for tomorrow. Temperatures falling pretty quickly the next several hours. We may get a couple of clouds in late tonight and early tomorrow morning that'll slow down that trend. As we go through the morning, though, with winds out of the southwest and a mostly sunny sky, at least early on, we should find a rapid rise in our temperature. So nice and mild for the afternoon. You'll be able to open up the windows, air out the house before clouds start to thicken, and we could see some showers as early as midnight tomorrow night. These isolated showers will start to work in, and I think they will be just that for Friday as well. Hit or miss, most of the time dry, with mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies on Friday. A little bit more chance for rain up to the north, and then as we go into Saturday, yeah, I think we do get some rain at times, especially for the morning. So enjoy the next couple. Tomorrow, 70. We should be even better than that for Friday. We should be in the middle 70s. Last night with the chill, the frost warnings, the frost advisories, we're down to 35, so there'll be some frost late tonight. Just a few high thin clouds late at night, and then tomorrow morning, mostly sunny early on, becoming partly sunny during the afternoon. There is a risk for a sprinkle late over the Finger Lakes. Most of us don't see that, though. 70, though cooler near the lake. 74 on Friday. Breaks of sunshine, only an isolated shower or two. On Saturday, rain early, tapers to scattered showers. Just a few light showers on Sunday. We're cooler over the weekend in the 50s, but then rain cools us even further Monday. 47 degrees. Brr. You can track that rain as it does move in towards the weekend with interactive Doppler radar that's found at cnycentral.com.
3 school district employees in Onondaga County are among those who got tickets today for passing a school bus with its red lights flashing, potentially putting kids at risk. Investigators will not name those who got the tickets. We do know they all work for schools in Onondaga County, and one of them is a school principal. CBS 5's Jessica Kane has more on the crackdown.
Parents trust buses to take their children to school safely, but people who track traffic say other drivers on the road aren't playing fair, speeding through school zones and illegally passing buses.
We hear complaints on a regular basis. There was a period of time where they had some cameras in a couple of the buses to help record the incidents that the bus drivers keep telling us about. And there's no question people just aren't paying attention.
Now, as part of Operation Safe Stop Day, police are cracking down, targeting hot spots where drivers are most likely to speed or pass buses and writing tickets.
If you're thinking of passing a school bus illegally, stop and think again. The penalties can be severe, including fines, points on your license, or even jail time. And that's not even counting the damage you could do to somebody else.
Make sure you watch for the kids. You don't know when that ball might go across the street when they're playing outside and when they're walking. There's many students that walk to school.
Pat Bailey worked as a bus driver for 10 years, and she says to keep kids safe, drivers just need to follow some simple advice.
Take the extra 30 seconds it takes to wait for that school bus, for those red lights to go off, because when they're on, something is going on outside of that bus. And that means kids are out there, and why would you even want to take a chance like that?
And police agencies say they'll keep checking to make sure drivers play it safe. Jessica Kane reporting.
We have the top stories and the forecast in the Nightcap next. The Late Show is next. Here's the Nightcap before we leave you, and here's meteorologist Mike Brookins.
Mike, it looks like a dry, decent day for tomorrow. Chilly with frost and spots, especially rural countryside very early, but we likely start off with a mostly sunny sky, just some high thin clouds. Those clouds will be increasing through the day. We'll hold on to the dry conditions, and it will be quite a bit warmer by 10, maybe even more degrees. Tomorrow's high 70. We do 74 coming up on Friday, mostly cloudy to partly sunny, just isolated showers, maybe even 75 there. Early rain on Saturday, tapers to scattered showers, then a few light showers on Sunday. It'll be cooler for the weekend and pretty lousy by next Monday. Michael.
Thank you, Mike. Syracuse Elementary School is shutting for good after this school year. Tonight, the Syracuse City School Board voted to close the underperforming Elmwood Elementary School. The decision was part of the approved budget for the next school year. The budget also includes the very controversial move of borrowing $24 million against future state aid to prevent more job cuts. Right now, a throat slasher is on the run after Syracuse police say he met another man for sex off Craigslist and attacked him. A 30-year-old Fulton man is recovering after police say he had the sexual encounter with the suspect in a wooded area off Martin Street on the city's north side. The slasher, described as about 5'9", a thin build with short dark hair. He was in a black jacket with the letters POW on it. Syracuse police are hoping for tips. And people around the country tonight are remembering the legendary Dick Clark. The 82-year-old was famous the world over for his hit shows, American Bandstand, and the annual New Year's Eve celebration. President Obama says Clark reshaped the television landscape. Clark got his start in broadcasting right here in central New York at WKTV in Utica. Thanks for watching CBS 5 News at 11 tonight. I'm Michael Benny. For updates overnight or anytime, you'll always find what's happening now on our website, cnycentral.com. Good night.